I would figure
No,
6
that'll
would
pass.
more be rubberized.
That'll pat, the edges will be 6, I'll have the, or I have a
Thickened
footing.
edge and
I just think with, you know,
I have half-inch
You- you
rebar,
can do-
on 3x3.
If you put the rebar in there, you can drive a semi truck on the branches, so.
I just wanted dropping those weights.
it'll, the floor will be rubberized.
It's rubber on it.
Yeah.
That's what all the powerlifting are the same in those buildings with it, that we go to. They have rubber padding.
That 3-inch, that mezzanine concrete's only 2.5.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay.
That it?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And curriculum and instruction.
Not a lot to report. We're winding the, tomorrow's last day, so we finished up all our MAP and EOC testing. We've got a couple of reports back on EOC, but nothing. firm
Positive,
yet.
negative,
The only thing was they appeared and then they promptly disappeared because of the English, and now they're reviewing the English scores. And I think they took the algebra off too, just because they were a little skittish about it, so. And they haven't not reappeared yet, so we're patiently waiting still. But still, we're supposed to be on for a July date, please,
Yeah.
to get them all back again.
maybe next July.
Yeah, this coming July. Hopefully, yeah.
No, July 2020.
Yeah.
But you still,
That
after this last round.
Yeah,
who
either
knows?
one's believable. That's really all I have.
Okay, thank you. This next one's a little bit strange. It says accept bids for bus radios.
And I'm gonna ask you to, or I'm gonna recommend do not accept bid for the radios. The reason being is I wanna put that money towards, purchasing a bus. We had a bus that went through the water and sucked up water engine, and it's been totaled by the insurance. So they're giving us
That's gonna be a new
$16,150, and that's $1,000 deductible off that. For $15,000, I haven't found a bus that's gonna really fit our needs, so. The bid for the radios, we're gonna spend about $29,000.
To do what, and what would be the benefit?
For
The
the bid,
radios.
the benefit of the radios, they're gonna be digital, which hopefully is gonna help get out a little bit better. But we're just gonna push that back a year, so we can but I won't need to put all that money in there, but that's what the next thing would be, was to, I found a bus, a 2013 with 40,000 miles for $36,000. So.
So
they're-
basically what we need to do is we need to have a motion to accept the bids in a second, and then we vote no against it.
Right,
How many thousand?
that's what I need.
40,000.
That's what we need.
Make
That's
Make a
what I'm just-
motion.
Okay.
I'll second. So,
Now we're just.
so what kind of radios do we use now?
They're analog.
They're analog.
And-
So if we get the digital, then how do we know that that's gonna be that much better?
I'll be honest with you, I'm taking their word for it.
We're spending, so we're
It'd be
gonna
spending-
spend 29,000 and
It'll
not.
be more than that,
Not this year,
it'll be a two-step process, because
Oh.
they're gonna have to change your,
Change all
They have to
the
change
repeater and,
Yeah.
the two repeaters will have to change, yeah. And they say, of course, I heard this, of course, they did it, they shortened or narrowed the band 2013, that's why the radios, analogs aren't as good.
Hmm.
They say they're gonna narrow them more in another 3 to 4 years, or 3 to 5 years. So
Maybe
it'll
they'll do
make
it in a year
It-
while we're waiting.
Well, yeah, it could happen at any time,
could.
so.
So then it would get worse.
Yeah.
it'll get worse.
But we don't know that the digital's any better.
They say it, I
We
don't have
any choice.
experience with
We
it,
don't have any
but
choice, because we have to go
It's
from
gonna-
analog to
Right.
digital at some point. We're
But they are
kind of
better.
locked in.
They are better.
But right
Well, right
now,
now-
but the new another bus
We need
is
the
more of a
bus
pressing
Yes.
need.
Now,
so
are
my
we still gonna,
recommendation is do not accept the bid.
Yeah, right,
Okay.
I'm with you, I just said.
do we have enough radios for all of our bus? Every bus has a radio, correct?
Not yet, but they will. We didn't buy any for the new buses because we were gonna do
Okay,
radio.
but
we
how
can-
much is one radio or two radios gonna cost us? The
Oh.
old analog ones, can we even get them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think
Our
we can,
current
I think,
buses that we have had radios on them.
And then just transfer the radio out.
Right, but,
I think what I can do, I'm gonna find out for sure tomorrow, depending on what we decide tonight, is buy the newer ones that we're wanting, because they can be both.
okay, see, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
they can be
Okay.
both. Yeah. So that way, whenever we switch to the
Yeah.
digital, we'll be able to still use it.
That's a good idea.
Good idea.
So-
So we'll,
Yes, it'll still act like analog
Sorry,
until
until you got them, say all in favor, and everybody's gonna not say.
Brown's teachers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be kind of an antagonist here.
Go ahead.
Why did we drive the bus into the water?
He didn't think it was as, as high as it
It was
was.
that flash, it was that one.
It was a
day.
Friday,
Is that-
we got,
Tornadoes.
Friday, we got
Yeah, we're not
4 3/4 inches, yeah.
Bus drivers aren't supposed to do that.
No,
I'll be honest with you, that day, we drove in a lot of water.
yeah,
We did, all
a
over.
lot of.
And we weren't, we weren't the only ones.
Yeah, I know.
And I appreciate that. That storm came up and it was about 4:15 when it came up.
Oh, yeah.
And on that particular driver, he was all unloaded
He was
and he
in-
was headed back. So I mean, I am confident
No,
that he
no
would
kids
not
on
have.
it.
And-
Yeah, it wasn't.
He
I
didn't
just-
do it on purpose.
He wouldn't have gone in
Hey,
if there
it's
were no kids
just,
on
you
there.
know.
I understand.
Okay.
Yeah, I really do.
I bet he doesn't do it again.
Oh, I mean, he was like a whip.
Well, I don't think he,
Oh, he didn't mean
It
to.
wasn't, nothing intentional.
No.
not at all.
But not
Just a
knowing,
mistake.
you don't know if
Yeah.
that road's washed out. I
But
mean,
he's
he could
been,
have
he's
tipped the
he's
bus
driven
over.
that road for years, and I don't think he has ever seen it.
Well, there was water places I've never seen before that
Yeah.
day. It was across,
That was crazy.
Well, and when we called,
in a place that I've never
it
seen.
across a-
Yeah.
we called Scott to go down, because we had to go get the record. Scott had to turn around 5 different times to get to where he was, that should have taken him 12 minutes to get to him.
And
It was a bad day.
Okay. I mean, I understand, I do understand, just kind of questioning, why did we do that? And, good thing there wasn't any kids on it.
Okay, all in favor
Accepting the bid.
of accepting the bid? Any opposed? 0-6.
Even told me beforehand.
We did it right, Tammy.
Oh,
Yeah.
She's impressed.
Don't worry, it won't happen often, so.
I know.
Okay, that took care of old business, new business. And that is the policies, and we have those in our thing to look at. Do I need to say what they are? G, C, D,
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
A, and G, C,
Okay,
B,
so
D,
if
A.
you'll take yours out, I'll tell you what this means.
Okay, we're
So,
good.
previously, you can see what the policy said, it's marked out. The intention has always been, since this was changed when Mr. McCracken was here, the intention was that nobody racked up a bunch of vacation days, because at one year we paid out thousands of dollars for racked up vacation days. So the intention at that point was that no one who had vacation days would be paid for more than 15.
They could still rack them up, they just wouldn't get paid for them.
Right.
Okay.
So all it is cleaning up the language,
Yeah.
because the language was confusing. So, and Tammy noticed that, so we kind of sent off to MSBA and said, we want to clean up the language, and can you redo this for us, and they did. So really, it's just cleaning up the language to make it so people know that you only get 15 days. Before that, it said 15 days,
It said it said something about
Carryover.
carryover.
Carryover, it didn't say,
Accumulate.
yeah, it didn't say that you would get paid for that. So
We
that's
just
okay.
will be paid upon.
Yeah.
Now, if a teacher
Yeah.
gets more than those 15 days,
No
It's
teachers.
just 12 months, it's just employees get vacation days. Teachers don't get
Like
vacation.
ag
Ag
teachers
does.
is where I was going,
Okay,
okay?
all right,
And so
yeah.
if we have somebody that accumulates, doesn't use them this year, he can still carry, he or she, whoever, could still carry them over, they just wouldn't get
Half,
paid.
they carry over half according to the policy.
Okay.
Like if they end with 15, next year it'll be 7.5. But you could accumulate,
You can
but see,
accumulate a
next
lot.
year you'd be 7.5 plus your 15.
So-
At the end of the year, if you didn't take them, you're at 22. You see what I'm
Exactly,
saying?
which
So-
you could still take those.
You still
if-
could accumulate some.
Yes, you could.
What I would say is we need to put a cap on that as well.
Yeah.
You
That
won't
that
get
would
paid.
be my recommendation. I don't, not do it at this exact moment, but we need to put a cap on, because we don't want somebody racking up 4 months of vacation and then retiring.
Well,
And, I mean, I'm just saying, that's not
But why would
good.
it have to be rewritten? This says
They
you
only
are
get
only
15.
getting 15, period.
And
I
see,
thought we were taking care of that.
Yeah, they're only gonna get paid for 15.
they're only gonna get paid for 15. Now, he's got a point.
But they can
You
use them.
could
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
use
That's what I was
those,
saying, yeah.
but they're not gonna get paid for them. They just could either be used or not used.
Right. So what I was just
See
thinking
what
was,
you're saying?
if we have somebody who accumulates over the years, accumulates 90 vacation days, they don't use them, they get paid for 15, but then they still have, 75 left, then they can take 75 vacation days, which with us would be half the year.
Yeah.
So they'd be on vacation for half a year, and,
But we wouldn't be paying them.
We wouldn't be paying them.
But
We'd
we
be
would
paying
pay
them
them
for
up.
it.
you would.
yeah, we would.
Yeah.
I mean,
Paying them
we would,
themselves.
They're on,
yeah.
they would be taking a vacation day,
Yeah.
we would be
Okay,
paying their salary.
doesn't-
Before they retire.
Right.
Didn't
It's
our
kinda
auditor
like-
say something about that once? about, because we would be the financial part of it, but he never said anything on the other.
Not that I know of, I just know if they've got those accumulated, they can take them.
He might have said something that year we paid thousands of
Yes, we
dollars.
did. I'm thinking he did.
We should say
So
the only
while
policy
let's
is
just fix it how you want it worded. I mean, let's just fix it now because she'll make any changes I ask her to change. I just asked for this part. How do you want it worded?
Well, let's,
I
the two of us
think we need to
consider.
table that.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to
Well, I
do.
think-
Well, I mean, we approve this and then we can come
Yeah,
back
well,
later.
Okay,
but-
okay.
We, yes, we meaning you
I
all.
would think not to accumulate more than 45 days, or something like that.
What do
We'll,
I-
we'll come,
I
we'll come,
think
I'll
it's
I'll ask other
We'll talk
folks
to
to
them
come
and
up with
see what-
something, I'll do some research on it.
Yeah, what other schools do?
Right.
Making a motion to approve this,
I move to approve the recommendations of GDBDA,
I have
GCBDA,
a
sorry.
motion and a second.
okay, all in favor?
I-
6-0. Now, this next item, I asked, because we had so much discussion about the, insurance going up and not getting paid enough to cover it, the employees, I asked Dr. Mitchell to figure out a scenario where we could give raises and let's talk about it. And so he did some work and he's gonna tell us.
Right now, I can't make a recommendation to you, I can, share the numbers are kinda scary at this moment, so I don't wanna do that again, cause we're not there, but, I've been looking at trying to come up with, adding to the base for the teachers and adding to the base for our classified staff as well, and making it about as equal as we can. And I can't give you figures at this exact moment, but I've been working on it, and I'll be able to make a recommendation to you for next month about if we can afford it or not. So I've been looking at it hard and trying to come up with a way to cover a raise for each group and for the,
Cause everybody needs it. We know
yeah,
they do.
I mean, we'd love to be able to do it, I just wanna make sure we do it financially responsibly. So, try to come up with about a $360 raise for teachers and about a $310 raise, that's the same step. And just basically give them a double step for this year, would be the idea. And then add that to the base, that would be the idea.
So get their step and then we add that to that.
Another, so if for
Is that what
folks,
you're thinking?
like a first-year teacher, get the $360 step plus another $360.
Oh, okay.
And then,
For a raise.
for classified staff, they get the $310 raise with the step and another $310 raise to go.
I see.
That's the idea. And I'll have solid numbers for you next month. I have numbers, but I'm not ready to tell you because
Mhm.
I don't want you,
Haven't figured them out yet.
yeah, they're not, I can't tell you they're perfect yet. And I don't wanna give you a number and it be way off.
But just know that it isn't something that we're taking lightly and we're trying to make it happen, so. And Dr. Mitchell's trying to make it happen.
And, you know, even that
I
just
appreciate
sounds, I mean, I know where we're at, you know, but it sounds so minimal, you know.
Well,
Yeah.
to give everybody that
Oh, I
raise
know,
is
I know,
about,
I know.
to do
I'm
that,
with you.
that, it's anywhere between $65,000 to $75,000
Yeah, I know,
added to the budget to do that.
yeah.
And that's,
yeah.
just is, it is what it is.
So that's ongoing, you know, that
Yeah,
doesn't
that would be,
change.
Right.
that would never change, it'd be there for the rest, because if we add to this, to the
base.
base, it's there every year from now on. That's not one-time money, that's renewable money. If you were comparing it, the weight room, that's one-time money. We won't have to spend that money again, it'll be there. Salaries are reoccurring every year. So-
We could do it one time, but you can add it to the base.
Right,
Right.
well,
It'd be a bonus.
It'd be a bonus, it would be something.
legally,
else.
we can't do that,
Right.
so,
No,
we can't do that, that's illegal for us to do.
yeah, put on their salary. or
Yep.
put- Okay.
But at least
Yeah, that's
It's-
appreciated.
we're trying.
It's in the works, we're trying to figure it out, make sure it's a workable situation. We will recommend, next month, I will definitely recommend the step raise, or the step, moving up the step,
It's not a raise, it's a step.
going up the step.
Thank you, Eric.
I make a motion
No, there's no
There's
motion.
a motion on it.
to, no, I was making a motion to
Oh,
go
the
into closed
closed
session.
No, no, we're not ready yet. Yeah,
Oh,
we're with that.
oh,
Remember we
oh.
added to the agenda?
But I appreciate it.
The next item on
Sorry.
the agenda is the purchase of a bus not to exceed $44,000.
Like I told you before, I found a 2013 Bluebird conventional, it's got 40,000 miles. Price was 36,000, I think 36.9, somewhere there. They are bringing it tomorrow for Scott and Brendan to go to once over, so.
Is it in other schools or is it in?
That's Masters Transportation, yeah, Nick Ozark.
Yeah.
How much money?
36,000, 36.9, right there.
Is that their bottom line price or is that negotiation price?
I haven't got to negotiate yet, we're gonna look at it, so we'll see. We'll get to kick the tires tomorrow.
20 miles?
40.
That's probably not a bad buy.
Not
No,
bad.
it's not.
No, it's not.
So I need a motion to approve that, the purchase of the bus not to exceed
We got it
44,000.
first,
Who else got Fred and Barney?
Exactly.
wait a second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? 6-0.
Well, what would it cost to rebuild that motor?
We never got that far. We had to take the Cummings to give us that price.
Because we,
Yeah,
and
it
because we told it.
Well, the insurance totaled it, so,
Insurance totaled it.
yeah.
So now we need a motion to go in closed session.
I make a motion to go into session.
Second.
Yeah.
All in favor, it's, say aye.
Aye.
6-0.